You think you know me.
I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. Everything went fine with Sayori, Yuri, and Natsuki, but that exchange with Monica couldn't have been more bizarre. I let down another sigh. 3 out of 4 isn't bad, but it's not great either. Is it even possible to get close to Monica by Monday? Hell, is Monday even the deadline? Or are the other girls on a different schedule? Thinking of this whole thing as a schedule makes me hate myself a little. If I could just focus on each girl for longer, it would make things so much easier. For now, I'll just concentrate on getting Yuri to open up. Not open one with that way. Although if it comes to that, I facepalm myself to make the thought stop. While my face is buried in my hands, I hear something familiar. Oh, it's nothing. I guess you could say it's fancy. Oh, here we go again. I normally wouldn't be bothered by the argument a second time, since I had some ideas how to resolve it. But if Yuri brings up my invitation to come over, it could ruin everything. I quickly try to think of a way to interrupt them before it can get to that point. You may have to drive something. Yeah, it's that Sayori liked it and Lopsa did too. So based on blah, first of all, excuse me, blah blah, which I haven't yet. Lopsa liked my poem too, he even told me I'm impressed by it. Yep, here we go. That's not what I... Ooh, you're just... Because you're not the one he... Enough! Both girls freeze as they hear me. Listen. Natsuki, you're right that I did like your poem. I even mentioned yesterday that I find writing that can send a message using simple language powerful. You see... I'm not finished yet. Yuri, the way your poem painted such a vivid portrait while also diving deep into someone's mind is incredible. Both of you are such talented writers, which is why seeing you argue like this makes no sense to me. I like both of your poems because of how they felt they utilized their own styles. It's clear that you're both passionate, but Natsuki, try and remember a lot of Yuri's feelings went into a poem. The same goes for you. Same goes for you too, Yuri. Natsuki put as just much of herself into her poem as you did to yours. I see. Now I'm sorry if I'm sorry I didn't pick a side, but I honestly don't think I could have between such great works. I glance to the side and see Sayori smiling and nodding. Monica seems to be shook up about something though. I'm in a silent passage if anyone speaks up. I'm sorry, Natsuki. Uh-oh. Cut it out. Huh? You don't have to apologize. I was the one acting like a bitch. Natsuki is clearly frustrated. It must have taken a lot for her to say that. I should have paid more attention to the message instead of just getting mad at the words. That's okay, it's alright. I should have given your poem more a chance as well. Well, yeah, my poem was pretty amazing, you know. I can't help but smile as I watch two girls make up. And what are you looking at? Sorry. And with that, the mood is broken. Okay, everyone, it's just about time for us to leave. How did you feel? I didn't expect Martha to go through with this part. There's clearly something on her mind, but how could I ask about it? She seems to tense up after I read her poem, but why? I told her it was really good, but maybe she expected something more after she read mine? Surely she isn't caught up on some insecurity or something. Lopsa, how about you? Huh? Oh, I thought it was enjoyable. Awesome. How can she switch moods so quickly? Maybe she's bipolar? Nope, that's dumb. That wouldn't explain most of her behavior. So what could it be? I should be happy that Yuri is coming over, but this Monica thing is going to bug me. Lopsa, ready to walk home? Yeah, let's get going. Hehe. Sayori's smile helps ease my mind a bit. As we begin to leave the classroom, I wave goodbye to Yuri. She returns to wave as she tries to hide her newly reddened face. Sayori, about what happened earlier? What do you mean? Around the time that Yuri and Natsuki started to argue. Did you notice anything wrong with Monica? Huh? Monica? Yeah. She just seemed a little off there for a while. I was just wondering if maybe you saw anything. I don't think so. I was probably too busy paying attention to the argument. I see. Why? What makes you bring that up? I don't know. She just acted kinda strange after I read her poem. Well, maybe she was just nervous. Was she nervous around you? Nope. See? So why would she be about showing me? Maybe it's because you're a boy. What? Maybe she's got a crush on you. Sayori stops on the sidewalk to make kissy faces at me. Haha, very funny. She continues her teasing until we reach her house. So say, what are your plans for the evening? Got a lot of homework assignments to catch up on. I kinda so forgot to do them when they were due. But teacher says she'd allow me to make up for it if I got all done by tomorrow. Well, look at you putting in effort. For a moment there I didn't even recognize you. Me. I'm only joking, Sayori. I'm actually really proud of you. Hearing that you're trying harder makes me happy. Thanks. And if you need help with anything, I'm only a phone call away. Understood. It's kinda what I expected after you pledged your loyalty to me and all. Right, of course. I hope that doesn't mean she intended to turn me into her work slave. Well, I guess I'll talk to you later. Sounds good, Sayori, I'll be seeing ya. She turns to go inside, I begin making my way towards my house. Once I arrive, I use my keys to unlock the door in record time. No headache today, biatch. I pull my phone out and text Yuri my address as I step inside. However, as soon as I hit send, every nerve in my body decides to suddenly explode. Shit, Yuri's coming over. I don't know whether to be excited or terrified. Guess I'll try both. Damn it, I can't waste time. As I sprint towards the stairs, I notice the kitchen. Fuck, I didn't clean them up this morning. I quickly grab the plates we ate on and dump the leftovers into a trash can. Sorry, hungry people, but it's for a girl. As I begin washing the dishes, I feel a disapproval of all the hungry people on Earth. Oh, yeah. Okay, makes sense. I was a bit confused there. But food into trash can, that makes sense then. Enough dumb shit, I need a plan. I still need to change, tidy the living room, maybe prepare a snack. Oh, and find the movie. After viciously washing and drying the dishes, I dash up the stairs at Mach speed. Clothes, I need clothes. I try to rummage through my closets and strip out my uniform at the same time. Something nice but casual, let's see. Damn it, are all my clothes this generic? All I find is my clothes are t-shirts that are various shades of grey. What do you think Batman did my appear? Well, whatever. Okay, I guess I'm going with grey shirt number 7 and blue jeans. This is sure to impress her. I sigh. Wait, do I want to impress her? invited her over to make sure she's okay. So why do I feel so nervous? I'll cross that bridge when I get there. Right now I need to find that movie. Make my way back towards the stairs once I'm sure that I look decent. I walk over to the cabins where my parents keep the movies. I notice a thick layer of dust on the inside of the one that I opened. I guess we don't really use DVDs anymore. I cross my fingers that the DVD player still works. Let's see. One flew, one flew, one flew. Aha! One flew over the cuckoo's nest. I'm suddenly thankful that my dad is into old films. That thankfulness immediately evaporates as I pick up the case and feel that it's empty. In this instance, Coursework cannot express the rage I'm feeling. I stand there fuming over a while until the dust reminds of me or something. I guess I'll have to stream it. I'm sure Mom will be fine with me using the card she gave me to rent one movie. It's probably only a few dollars. Yeah. Groceries and emergencies only. I know that she checks the statement ridiculously. I shadow a bit at the memory. What is the memory? Reference to something that I don't know, of course. It'll be fine. She'll probably call me tomorrow about it, so I'll have plenty of time to come up with an excuse. I pull the card out of my wallet and use it to order the movie. I get a text from Yuri saying, as I'm finishing setting up, I'm on my way. The following day of her message brings a smile to my face. Sounds good, see you soon. My smile immediately fades as all my nerves decide to pull a Chernobyl for the second time. Why am I so jittery? It is kind of embarrassing to think about it, but I've never spent time alone with any girl other than Sayori. It's fine, it's just a movie and not even a romantic one. There's no way anything will happen while watching a film about a psych ward. But what if she's into that? What if she wants something to happen? What if she wears something? Blah blah blah. I facepalm to make the thought stop for the second time today. We're just gonna watch a movie, discuss the book, and maybe eat a snack. And grab a drink, so that your voice doesn't die. That's it. During that time, I'll try to get to know her better and see if she's got any demons I could exercise. But what if she doesn't like the movie? What if she never... Ah! The sudden knocking almost gave me a heart attack. Shit, that's her. Don't make things awkward, it's just a movie. I exhibit a facade of calmness as I make my way to the front door. I take a deep breath as I begin to turn the handle. Hello, Lopsa. All words escape me in this situation. God, she looks good. Oh. Sorry, Yuri, I guess I'm just not used to seeing you outside of school. You look nice, by the way. Thank you. May I come in? I immediately feel every cell in my body screaming at me. Of course. I mentally scold myself as I close the door behind her. Calm down, it's just Yuri. There's nothing to be afraid of. You have a beautiful home. Thanks. I'll admit that I did some tidying up before you came over. After all, I wouldn't want your first visit to be a disaster zone. I smile at her as I say this, but she seems hung up on something. First visit. Did you say something? Ah, no. I appreciate your consideration. I could have helped you clean. I actually find it quite relaxing. That's alright. If that's the case, if you ever feel like taking a spa day, you could pay a visit to Sayori's room. She lives near here, is that correct? Yup, she lives in that house right there. I point through the window at Sayori's house. I see. I can understand how you've become such good friends after being near each other for so long. Yeah. We just sort of gravitated towards each other as kids. Eventually our parents became friends too, and everything just took off from there. How nice. Speaking of your parents, are they here? I haven't seen anyone else since I've come in. No, they are out of town for business right now. Yuri takes a little too long to ponder this. Sorry if that makes you uncomfortable. I could invite Sayori over if you want. Don't worry, it's alright. Sayori tells us about how non-threatening you are. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. It's alright, Yuri, I was only joking. In fact, I like seeing you like that. Like that? Yeah, you know. Smiling and joking around. You're really pretty when you smile. I suddenly feel all the blood in my body flowing through my face as I realize what I just said. Thankfully, Yuri seems to be having the same problem. Thanks, Lopsa. Don't mention it. I was hoping my laugh would help diffuse this tension, but she still seems pretty stiff. Oh, and I was gonna ask, would you like a snack or maybe something to drink before we start the movie? I'll take some tea, if you have it. Should have guessed. Coming right up. I head over to the kitchen and stand still to look around. I spot the tea set sitting behind the sink and make my way over to it. I grab the kettle and rinse it out before refilling it with water. As I'm doing this, I hear footsteps approaching me. Need a hand? She seems to have relaxed some, thank goodness. Sure. Can you turn on one of the stove eyes for me? I proceed to hear a knob on the stove click as she flips on one of the eyes. Once the kettle has been filled, I start to hand it to Yuri. Yeah, I was gonna look for the tea packages. Alright? She takes the kettle and sits it next to the oven. I rummage through the cabinets until I come across some tea bags. Yuri has a look of surprise on her face as I hand them to her. Oolong? Huh? Oh yeah, my mom drinks it whenever she has a headache. I see. I'm actually quite fond of oolong myself. I'm glad to hear it. I do try to be a good host after all. She giggles as I flash a dumb smile. She really is pretty when she smiles. If she keeps this up, I might not be able to handle it. Yuri places the tea bags into the kettle and places it on the eye. After a while, the kettle begins to whistle and she takes it off. Meanwhile, I'm entranced by her surprisingly elegant movements. I try to repress the hope that something does happen between us. I'm on a mission right now, I have to focus. My nerves settle some as she begins pouring a cup of tea for me and herself. Be careful, it's pretty hot. Thanks, Yuri. It tastes pretty good, my head still feels kind of funny as I drink it. Soon after I feel a light dropping in my eyes. Damn it, what now? Is the tea okay? I glance up to her and notice the look of concern on her face. Yeah, the tea is really good. I just thought of something, is all. I understand. Is everything alright? Yep, everything's good. And thanks for asking, Yuri, I appreciate it. It's fine, after all. That's what friends are for, right? Seeing her like this makes my heart beat faster. Yeah. And I'm lucky to have one as good as you. Do you mean that? Why, of course I do. I'm not the type of person to say something like that in serious. I mean it, Yuri, honestly. Thank you. I'm glad to have you as a friend as well. I certainly hope so. My voice has completely gone, so I'm gonna talk like this for a while. I'm quite a catch after all. You're beginning to sound like Natsuki. Oof. I hope that isn't a sensitive subject after what happened today. As she reads my mind, Yuri continues. And don't worry about what happened today. We made up after the club ended. Sorry if I behaved like that. I really don't know what. It's fine. I don't think anything less of either of you. It just goes to show that you're passionate about your writing. And I can't be mad about something like that. But I was... Listen, Yuri, remember what I said yesterday? You girls are like a family. And like a family, I expect you to disagree sometimes. It's okay because I know you still care about each other. It takes a moment to gather her thoughts. I hope my speech worked. I don't want her to feel guilty the entire time she's here. Thank you, Lopsa. I can't help but notice that the way she said that seemed more sincere. We stand there looking at each other for a while before I remember why is it I invited her over. I guess it would be a good idea to watch the movie at some point. Huh? Oh. I suppose it would be. I lead her to the living room, teacups in hand. I pick up the remote and take a seat on the couch against the wall. Yuri, unsure what to do, takes a seat on the couch opposite to me. Ready? Mm-hmm. With her approval, I begin the movie. After watching it for a while, I can't help but notice everything looks a little off. Not only that, but Yuri hasn't said a word since it started and has been sneaking glances at me. I need to do something. Once I've built up some nerve, I begin to song and dance routine. Man, this sunlight is cooking me alive. I stand up from my couch and walk over to the one Yuri is seated at. Once there, I plop down right next to her. You don't mind if I sit here, do you? No! I mean, Sorry, of course you can sit there. Thanks. I say this even though I was already sitting here when I asked. Yuri stays tense for a while, but as the movie continues, she loosens up some. She even points out differences between the movie and the book and laughs occasionally. She's got a sharp eye, and I can't help but admire her. But halfway through the movie, I noticed that we scooted closer to each other. What should I do? Should I put my arm around her? No, it's too soon for that. She probably doesn't even realize that we're sitting this close. I blush as I hear her laughing at the movie. Why is my heart beating so fast? Ark, and why do my eyes feel like this? I can feel a dropping sensation in the back of my eyes and realize my vision has become warped. What the fuck is going on? Does this have something to do with the migraine from yesterday? Is it like a side effect of... My thought process grinds to a halt as I feel something warm against my shoulder. I look over and realize that Yuri has begun to lean against me. The heat coming off of my face right now is probably melting an ice cap somewhere. Yuri? Huh? She turns her face towards mine. Oh. We're so close together I can feel her breathing on my neck. Why do I feel dizzy all of a sudden? This moment, however, doesn't last. Sorry, I didn't realize. I didn't mean to... Yuri. I wasn't paying attention. It's easier to lean against something since my back... Yuri. You probably hate me now. I'll leave you if you want me to... Yuri! She freezes when she hears me raise my voice. Lopsa. It's alright, Yuri, you didn't do anything wrong. No, I should have asked. I didn't mean to invade your personal space. My heart hurts as I see shame in her eyes. Listen to me, it's alright. You aren't invading my personal space. In fact, I'm glad you did what you did. It was nice. I can feel Antarctica falling apart as my face heats up even more. Nice? Well, yeah. It was comfortable, you know. I see. Several seconds pass without us making eye contact. Luckily the TV saves the day as we both return our attention to it after a while. Damn it, I shouldn't have opened my big mouth. If things are awkward between us now, I'm gonna beat my own ass. Yuri tries to stifle a laugh, but the job's already been done. Seeing her laugh relaxed all my nerves, and I can't help myself from doing the same. She looks at me confused for a while, but can't stop herself from joining in. We sit there laughing together for several seconds. I have no clue what is going on in the movie, but honestly, I don't think she does either. Once we've both finished, we return our attention to the TV. Not 2 minutes go by before I once again find myself serving as a support for here. Aw, what the hell? If not now, then when? I wrap my arm around her, who, to my surprise, responds by nudging deeper into my shoulder. Aw, isn't that cute? Still taking up drinks, desperately trying to keep up my voice. I probably won't be finishing this today. I probably won't be. Her hair smells nice. I smile as I think this, and I have to repress a giggle. You know what? Screw my eyes. Screw the pain. If I drop dead right now, I'd die happy. I know it's selfish, but it's the truth. We continue to sit like this to the end of the movie. Why is everything gone black and white? By this point I'm practically colorblind and my eyes feel like they're in a toaster. But fuck it, you won't kill my mood. About halfway through the credits I decided to ask. So, what do you think of the movie? I withdraw my arm as Yuri begins to straighten up. I have to strain just to see her clearly. I enjoyed it. Perhaps not as much as the book, but I still thought it was a good film. Well, I'm happy to hear that you liked it. And thank you for showing it to me. Don't mention it. In fact, I should be thanking you for watching it with me. Huh? Why's that? Well, you know, I enjoyed your company. She quickly looks away to hide the blush on her face. I can't blame her though, because I do the same. I enjoyed your company as well. We both sit in silence for a moment as some of the tension dissipates. I can't speak. Would you still like to discuss the book? Oh yes, I actually brought my copy of it with me. Yuri opens her bag and begins to search through it. While she's searching, I noticed the light reflect on something shiny. Probably just some lipstick. She looks up at me after digging through it for about a minute. I'm sorry, I must have forgotten to put it in my bag before I left my house. Don't worry about it. I can go check to see if I still have my copy. I stand up from the couch before she has time to object. I immediately recover my decision to stand up fast as I feel lightheaded. I'll be back in just a second. I head towards the stairs and make my way up them slowly. The panic doesn't set until I reach my bedroom. There's no way I have a copy of that book. All that knowledge came out of nowhere. Even though I don't know that I don't have the book, I searched through my room hoping that the copy mechanism is from thin air. It's possible Dad has a copy of it. of it in his study, but the door's probably locked. Entering a movie is one thing, but I'd have a hell to play if I broke in there. After looking for a while longer, I finally accept defeat. Damn, I'm sure we can discuss it without the book. I tell myself that as I leave my room. About halfway down the steps, I see Yuri tugging at the wrist of her sleeve. She turns to face me as I reach the final step. Sorry, I must have misplaced it at some point. It's quite alright, we can still discuss it from memory. If you want. Sounds good to me. I recline my seat next to her, begin our discussion. We go over the differences between the book and movie, things we thought about the book did better, and occasionally rewind the movie to point out certain details. After talking about it for a while, my stomach growl. Hey Yuri, would you like anything to eat while you're here? Well... She pulls her phone out to check the time. I actually should be leaving soon. I should be home before dinner. Alright. I stand up from the couch and stretch my arms. I suppose I won't waste any more of your time. You're not wasting... Yuri stopped as she realized I was only joking. Looks like you caught on to me, huh? She stands up with the confidence that I rarely see in her. It looks as though you're going to have to try harder. Well, I can't say no if it's for you. God, that was cheesy. I walk with her to the door but stop before she leaves. Last time I walked outside with a girl, things didn't end up well. Is something wrong, Lopsa? Listen, about today, I had a really good time and... Yuri stares at me as I try to compose myself. Maybe we can do this again sometime. It doesn't have to be a movie, we could read or just hang out together. As I try to regain my confidence, she simply smiles bashfully. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say, so... You're very thoughtful, Lopsa. She takes a step closer to me, then softly squeezes my hand. I kinda like that about you. Well, I kind of like a lot of things about you. Ah! Before I have to think, Yuri leans in and kisses me. Ha! Okay. As I return her kiss, all the world around me seems to melt away. In this instant, all my problems simply cease to exist. The pain in my eyes, my poor vision, the migraine, the time travel, the impossibility of my situation. It all just disappears. Right now it's just me and Yuri. We pull away from each other after what suddenly seems like not enough time. Lopsa. I can feel the stupid grin on my face, but at this moment I fail to care. It's alright, Yuri. I'm really glad you came over. So am I. And I look forward to doing it again. I feel the same way. After a quick hug and saying goodbyes, Yuri leaves and I close the door behind her. I should have probably let her get down the street before I... Woohoo! Hell yeah! My celebration is cut short as I feel an immense pain in my head during a jumping fist bump. Ugh. It takes all the strength I have not to collapse on the floor. Deal with headache and eyes first, celebrate second. Now that she's gone, the gravity of my poor vision kicks in. What if I'm going blind? What would happen now if it didn't last time? I continue to contemplate this as I reacquaint myself with a bottle of painkillers. I down 2 pills and pour myself a glass of water. Glass in hand, I make my way back into the living room. My self-diagnosis begins as I take a seat on the couch. I know distorted vision and sensitivity to light are symptoms of a migraine. But this is pretty much a total color blindness. I could still see Yuri pretty well if I strained my eyes, but I can't imagine doing that the whole time was good for me. I begin to pull out my phone to look up the symptoms, but I decide against it. It would probably just tell me the worst possible alternative, and that I only got a week to live. I lie down on the couch and stare at the ceiling. After about a minute, I feel my eyelids getting heavy. Do maggots usually hurt my eyes, or is it just exertion maybe? No, that doesn't make. Does that make sense?